Mark Twain's timeless classic sweeps us down the mighty Mississippi River in 1840 as the energetic Huck Finn helps his friend Jim escape to freedom. And not in the form of a book this time. It's a musical. It's called Big River, The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn. The heartwarming Broadway show won 7 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. And to celebrate their 50th anniversary, the Possum Point Players in Sussex County are performing the classic later this month. With us this afternoon to preview the big show, this is John Holtz. He is the director, along with Jacob Faulkner, who is a cast member. Gentlemen, thank you for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you for having us.
So I've got to ask you, do I understand that this is not the first time that Possum Point has done this?
No, for our 50th anniversary, we've gone back in our archives, and every show we're doing is a repeat of something that we've done in the past 50 years. So this was done in 1993, 30 years ago, and one of our cast members is reprising his role as the king, Dick Pack, and I'm honored to say that I was in the cast 30 years ago as Tom Sawyer, but I'm taking a seat back and letting some other people have fun on the river, but I'm having very much fun in the audience getting to direct this.
I was going to say, yeah, you're just directing it. That's all you're doing. So tell us a little bit about the story.
So Huck keeps getting irritated because people keep telling him who he should be. Who am I, with all these pressures, like read your Bible, Huck, you know, be a good boy, Huck. And he's just like, hey, I'm just a kid. I'm just trying to be me, man.
Right.
Why are you getting on me like this?
So tell us about your character.
So I'm playing the Duke. I am what some could describe as, you know, a snake oil salesman.
Okay.
And also a very unnecessarily elaborate criminal. You know, some people rob stores. The Duke sets up big performances and lies to people and takes their money.
You look like you're enjoying this part.
Oh, love it. Oh, my goodness.
Why wouldn't you, right?
I get to be all weird and on stage.
John, why has this story become such a classic?
Well, it is a classic, and I think that people like the story. It was the follow-up to The Adventures of Tom Sawyer, which seemed to be more popular. And Mark Twain wrote this several years later, but I think that at least for the musical, maybe not so much the book, but actually in the book too, overlaying the whole story is a humorous tale of Huckleberry Finn, but underneath is the realities of what it was like to be a person of color back in the mid-1800s, and the story of, you know, slaves being bought and sold and working very hard in the fields, and all that was first talked about by Mark Twain. He kind of had a message underneath Huckleberry Finn, and so the writers of the musical, and Roger Miller was one of them, he wrote most of the music. There is a really touching story. Of course, we know about Huck. His best friend is Jim, was his the slave that worked in the house.
Right.
And Jim has to run away too because he hears he's going to be sold. They forge a friendship on this raft, and Huck learns a lot more about empathy and putting himself in you know, looking at things through other eyes.
Yeah.
So it's really important that we try to do that too. You know,
Has it been a challenge to put all the parts and pieces together?
It's challenging because there's a lot of technical things. So it's on a river, but we have no real water. So we have a raft, which is the bane of my existence right now. But we're 2 weeks out. So you know, trying to get the raft to move, and the 2 men, or sometimes it's 4 men, on the raft have to be able to pole it to different places. On Broadway, it was radio controlled. Here, it's people controlled. So we've changed the wheels a couple times. We're working on the sticks, but we also have a canoe, and we also have a rowboat that goes across the stage too, and they're working a little bit better, but it's really neat to do that. And we have, you know, set pieces come on and off. There's no real stop to the story, so that's the technical part that's a little bit tough to do, but I have no qualms with The cast, they're doing a yeoman's job. Their voices are beautiful.
Right.
Their interpretations are fantastic.
Okay, so give us the where's and the whens of when we can see it.
It is, it opens on March 24th, Friday. It goes 24th, 25th, 26th, and then March 31st, April 1st, and 2nd. Fridays and Saturdays are at 7:30. And the Sunday matinees are at 2, and they're selling very quickly. So if you'd like to go to a matinee,
Get your ticket.
you got to get them like ASAP. And the other tickets are selling briskly too. So
All right, there you go. John Hulse, Jacob Faulkner, thank you very much for talking to us, and break a leg.
thank you so much, Jimmy.